Okay, good morning, all of you. I'll continue with the class of that nodal analysis. Today we are going to discuss about the nodal analysis, then the application of KCL, KVL, then the other equivalent circuit, that one. Then in the end, if time permits, we'll go for finding equivalent resistance of the big networks. That may not be part of our syllabus since in books plenty of questions given. Let me focus on that also. So nodal analysis, two more problems I'll discuss so that you'll get a better picture. This is by practice only, it'll be very easy for you rather than anything. You have to find out potential at point X. Once you know potential at point X, determine, find potential at point X. You can define zero potential in a circuit. So this circuit is there. So what are the options available for us? So we can go for writing loop equation, means loop current here I1, I2, I3. Three loops are there. So three loop currents will come. Solving that will get the required answer. Then afterwards, what is another method? Branch current method. So here current I1 or the current I, it will branch I1. Here then I2, then I3, I4. Like this, we can also divide the currents. That's the branch method. The other one is the nodal analysis here. So I'll let me focus on nodal analysis. So KCL, summation of current equal to 0 at node X. So we are not sure that in what direction the currents are entering. We are not sure that how currents will flow. Just will write the nodal equation KCL at X. Algebraic sum of currents at a junction is 0. That basic KCL is what being applied here. Now start with the thing. So here X reference potential. Okay, there's somebody asked no. So I'll do one thing. 0 volt. This will be reference potential. You can pick up anything. I just picked up this one 0 volt. This will be 10. Okay, that one. This will be potential. This should be the 10 volt. This should be the X only. Okay, got it. No, and this should be 0 volt. This is what I'm taking this one. This everything will become 0. Hit node X. Now I'll get into the equation. X minus. So as I proceed like this, X minus 10 by 2 plus 2. This is a thing. X minus 10. One more thing. This is minus of 0. It should be like this, huh? Okay, now what is the path? X minus 10 minus 0 divided by 2 plus 2, 4 ohm. Okay, come for this. Now this will be X minus 10 minus 0 by 2. What is the path? Path is this one. Huh? X minus 10 minus 0 divided by 2 ohm resistance. So then next again I'll go for it. X minus 10 minus 0 by 2 ohm. Why this 10? 10 is what? The path the battery encountered during the path, that one. So after this will be next one more. X minus 10 minus 10 minus of 0 divided by 2 plus 2. All that is equal to 0. Now what is the path? I'm proceeding like this. X minus 10, then minus 10 minus 0, 2 plus 2. So only unknown thing is X is there. Once you get X, I think you can find out the current in all the branches. Means now some student will get a doubt. So why you're taking 0? Why not let it be like a 15 and this is 5? This will become 5. S. You'll get some value of X and the current in all the branches will be same. With respect to the 0 volt, this is X, the potential what you're finding out. You can also do like this. Here, this you make 15 volt. This you make 5 volt. Then what is the potential difference it will be? 15 minus 5 will be 10. Then this will be 5 volt. Then what you're measuring potential, there should be some 0 potential is needed. No, that's why I'm picking up this 0. Somewhere you have to write 0 again. So better to go for, don't make problem very complicated here. It's an arbitrary way, that one. You can say like a, why you took 0 here only? Can I take 0 anywhere? Like one? I'll make 0 this one. Yes, if you want, you can make it.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, how did you get 10 volt potential at the end junction, sir?
Here.
Yes, sir.
Potential difference.
It's not 10 volts.
So, no, 10. So some PPU, right? It. So there's a cell is there, no? This will be one resistor is there. This cell calls say some A. I'll call it. Yeah, fine. Can we calculate this VA? It's once after getting Vx, no? And so we can write the equation. We'll find out the current. Then I'll get VA. This I'll call A, that one. Huh? Okay, any other thing? So this should not be. This is B. 0 volt, I defined it. If you want, you can define this is 0 volt. This I took convenient because 3 branches are connected to that 0 volt. Yeah, this will be fine here. And now how to calculate a VA after getting value of X? Then what will happen? I'll find out the current through this particular branch. Current through this particular branch. Okay, got it. Then after getting current, then I'll get VA. Similarly, I can find out VB. This is, I think, most simplistic way, that one. You should not, if there is this 2 ohm resistor not there, then we could have assumed this 10 volt. Okay, got it now? If this 2 ohm resistor were not there, then I would have written 10. Because of this resistance, what you should not write this is 10 volt. Anybody value of X?
25 by
20 by 3.
20 by 3, huh? by 3. Okay, now you can calculate the potential. Potential A and B also can be determined. So we'll get the expression for current. Then with that current, you can find current in all branches. Then you can calculate potential A and B. I think the problem has become very simple. No, only one. After getting X, then you can find out other things. 35 by 3. Huh? Why different answer?
35 by 3, sir.
35 by
35 by 3, sir.
Oh. This shall we make it final?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you can find out the current in all branches. Okay, fine. Thank you. So this should be our answer. Huh? Can you work out further? Finding out potential VAB, find potential at X. I'll add up these things. Huh? At points A and B. It's not that only when there are many cells are there, even a situation where okay, there'll be 10, no? You have to find out the potential at points A and B. Definitely this will become zero potential. There's no resistor here. This point will become zero potential. We can assume like this. We'll start with zero potential. Then as this is a cell, so this should be 10 volt. Okay, fine. So this should also be 10 volt. So if we can find out the potential at A and B, we can find out the current in all the branches. So definitely two unknowns are there. So we can find out the potential network. Now little bit some complications I brought it. So first applying KCL at A, summation of at node A. So this will be A minus, if you want better write VA. So this will be VA minus 10 by 3, VA minus 0 by 2, VA minus VB by 6 equal to 0. VA 1 by 3 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 6 minus VB by 6 equal to 10 by 3. Okay, we'll get one equation from here. We'll write again at this particular point at KCL at node B. B minus VB minus 10 by 10 plus VB minus 0 by 4 plus VB minus VA by 6 equal to 0. So VB 1 by 10, 1 by 4, 1 by 6 minus VA by 6 equal to 1.
Sir, we can solve this with a single equation also.
You can do it. So what do you mean single equation? Because
Like when we are writing for A, for the branch AB, we are stopping at B. Instead of that, if we go to 0 volts, then we'll
you
have
can,
equation only.
the current in
We
these two
can get it
branches,
directly.
the current in these two branches will be different. The current in these two branches
Okay,
are
sir.
different. Are you getting now? That's why I
So we
just picked
can
up this problem.
okay, sir. We can write one more extra term then, like from A, B, and to 0 volts, and A, B, and going up with the 10 ohm resistor to the 10 volt thing.
That's what I did here. So the current in these two 6 ohm and 4 ohm will be different. So I'm applying KCL for this junction A. Again, this junction B has come. No? So look at that KCL at node A. So with respect to A, what happened? I should write current entering, current leaving like that. So here you see this current in these two here, the current will branch, no? So this current will not be equal to this current. But I think the simple KCL, we have to apply it in suitable way here. Nothing, there's no any rule here. Only thing is, apply KCL at a junction here. That's all he's saying. How this equation will be 5 by 6, 5 by 6. I think this will become VA. VA minus VB by 6 equal to 10 by 3. This is equation 1. Ten by 24, 101 by any equation, second equation. Or directly give value of VA and VB.
A 140 by 29, VB 260 by 29.
260 by 29, VA.
VB 260 by 29, sir. VA is 140 by 29.
260, na?
260, correct only, sir.
Okay,
60.
correct only. VA.
140 by 29.
One cross check. Can it be VA greater than 10 volt? I think that this is also a better idea we must have. Can VA potentiality, can it be greater than 10 volt? Because this cell is what going to energize the circuit, no? So we should also have some basic idea of our answers here. Potentiality, can it be more than 10 volt?
Sir, 85 by 22.
Which one?
VA is
85 by 22. VB is 35 by 11.
Oh, only one. 85 by 22, 35 by 11. By any chances, VA greater than 10 volt, it should not happen, no, because this is what going to energize the circuit, and definitely the potentiality B should be less than 10 volt. There's one more cross check is what you should have. I'll give one more. Like this, it's unlimited. We can go for any number of problem. Just there's one idea is what, like, you cannot write that here. At that junction only the KCL should be applied. There's one basic rule which you have to follow here. This will be 200 volt, 90 ohm, 30 ohm, 250 volt, 100 ohm, 120 volt, we have to find out current through all the branches. You're not saying where to find out potential. Current through all the branches has to be determined.
Sir, did you miss the resistance for resistor?
Okay, just 15 ohm.
So is that 120 or 720 for that battery, rightmost battery?
120, yeah. Find the current through all the branches. Can we define anyway zero potential? Again, the basic condition. Can we define anyway zero potential? Yes, it is. So I'll begin with this one. Let it be 0 volt. Potential at this point, let it be V1, V2, V3. I think this will be sufficient, no? If we can find out. We can easily get current to all the branches. No need to assume many things that one. So you can, some students, what they do, they assume here 200. Okay, nothing wrong. 200, here's a 0. Anyway, like we are going to write loop equation, no? That'll be covered. So no need to assume again many, how many possible unknown nodes are there. Means how many possible nodes, what happen, minimum number of nodes we can assume so that calculations will become easier. If more number of nodes are there, how many nodes are there, those many equations will come into picture. Are you getting this thing, that one? So just don't assume that one. Don't write like this. Huh? What I mean to say V4. We know this is 0 volt. What is V4? 200 volt, no? There's no necessity to write. And here also V5. What is the potential difference? So V5 minus V3 should be minus 120. We know that one. So there's no necessity to define this as node. So these are the possible things. In that you can ask questions. Why you define this as 0 volt? Why can't this be 0 volt? Anything? Can you make this as 0 volt, sir? Yes, you can define anything as 0 volt. Okay, the option, the choice is yours, sir. There's nothing called like a, this should only teacher what is defined that is 0 volt. No, need not. Anything you can define as 0 volt. Can you assume 0 volt at two places? So it's not, no. 0 volt is defined one point. And if you by chance, if you by calculations, if you get 0 volt, okay, well and good. What do you mean by 0 volt? Points which are at same potential. So definitely what happens, these are 0 volt, no? Yes, it is, because they're connected by a conducting wire. You cannot assume this as 0 volt. You'll be wrong. This one. So 0 volt should be there if two points connected by a conducting wire, and if you make any one point, so means here this I made 0 volt. Since a connecting wire is available, no, so therefore I can make this also as 0 volt. If any one resistor is there here, then you cannot make this 0 volt. Getting the basic rules, just electrostatic principles I'm applying here. These 2 points are connected by a conducting wire. The conductor must be equipotential. That's why I'm writing 0 and 0. Okay, then let's go for writing equation. V1 so this should be V1 V1 minus 200 minus 0. You write better 0, you'll get exact picture. Means I'm taking this branch. V1 minus 200 by 90 plus V1 minus 0 by 15. V1 plus 250 minus V2 by 30 equal to 0. Look at this. What is the path? It's like this. V1 minus 200 minus 0 by 90 ohm resistance. V1 minus 0 by 15. V1 plus 250 minus V2 by 30. So there's the equation 1. Solving, you will get relation between V1 and V2. One equation, let it be. Then next we'll write one more. I'll write down. You can focus on the solving. This for V2, the equation will be V2 minus 250 minus V1 by 30 plus V1 plus 120 minus V3 by 100. Okay, let me check it. V2 plus 120 minus V3 divided by 100. Plus this will be V2 minus V3 by 20 equal to 0. Let's write for node equation. This is at node 1. At node 2. At node 3.
Sir, it should be V2 plus 120 minus V3 no?
V2 minus V3 by 20, no?
V2 plus 120 minus V3.
V2, okay, 2 is missing. Yeah, fine. Yeah. At node 3, it should be V3. V3 minus 0 by 21. So next again, V3 minus V2 by 20. V3 minus 120 minus V2 by 100. Even current will also flow this one. This is also a branch connected to V3. So this should be V3 plus 300 minus 0 by 60. You see that here, how many drops have come? 4 drops. Here, where are the 3 drops? So look at the junction here. The junction 1. Here, there are 3 branches connected to it. That's why you are having 3 IR drops. Junction 2. Junction 2. What happened there? The 3 branches are linked to it. So that's why you're having 3 IR drops. Junction 4. There are how many? 4 branches connected to it. So 4 IR drops should be there. I think we should make observation of these things also. So for a junction, how many branches are there? Those many IR drops will come into picture. All these are observations. Nothing. There's no any concept. Nothing. So those students who will practice few problems and different situations, if they come across, no, the more skilled you'll be there, that one. So you look at the previous problem, you look at this, the number of branches that are connected to junction, that will determine number of IR drops. So these also we have to keep in mind, that one. So when we are solving problem, no, we have to just cross check once how many IR drops are there. So that will determine that how many branches are linked to that given junction. I suggest you, no sir, this is really a little bit, I'm not that good, that one. So you assume here I1, I2, I3, I4, 4 equations, like a 4 unknowns, then solve it, you'll get the required answer. Or branch current method, you assume current I, here I1, I2, and C. The distribution of current itself will take more time. Within that time, what you can solve and you'll get the answer. But here also there is no way. 3 nodes are there, 3 equations we have to write. You can't write, no sir, I don't write V2, V3, I'll assume only V1, then I'll write equation. So current in these two, current in this branch will be different, no? So we can't write. I'll give the values later on. If you want to, can cross check them. V1, you have to check calculation. I did, I think with calculator, I got this much of values. So check once. V3 0.19. What do you mean by negative sign? What you should interpret if you get negative sign? You don't do anything, just leave it here. Then if you want to find out current through any branch, what you should do, you should take help of that negative sign. Suppose, say, let's do one thing. We'll find out current through this branch. So just will start like this. Let this be. This will be I1, IA, I'll call it. How to calculate that IA? We know potential. This is 0 volt. This is V1. How to calculate the current? I'll show for one. Because there's a major idea of that one. To calculate the current in all branches. How to calculate that current? So I'll start with this one. The same current will flow here, no? Again, IA, the current in this branch. Current here will be IA. This is IA and this is IA. So don't write IA here. You'll be in a big trouble. Don't write IA here. This is the current. So what you should do, you can start from here, 0 volt. Write KVL from here, 0 plus 20 minus 90 IA minus of minus V1. Why minus of minus V1? V1 you have to substitute with negative sign. So I'll write down the loop equation now. 0 minus 0 plus 200 minus 90 IA minus of V1. Substitute V1 with sign, get expression for IA. Let this be IB. Let this be current in various branches. So now you can ask questions on what basis you are assuming current. Arbitrary that one. If I get current negative, I'll change the direction. Is that okay? So I'll show one more. So something for this branch, I'll show it. This will be V2 minus 100 IE plus 120 minus V3 0. Substitute V2, V3 with sign, you get IE. So if they give earthing in the problem, what to do? It's good, no? Directly you're going to assume zero potential and you're going to move forward. Today I'll give a few more problems on this nodal analysis. For 5 problems I'll give it. Try to work on them. Some 2-3 will be very big, where you have to analyze properly to assume that nodal nodes that one. Let's go for next type of questions. This will be very useful in exams when we go for ammeter voltmeter, no, where many ammeter voltmeters are there. So we do take help of this condition. Plus 10. And this is 2 ohm, 4 ohm, 8 ohm, 10 ohm. You have to find out the current through the point P. Find the current through the point P. Just don't jump into problem. Analyze what best you can do it. Don't jump into the problem. What best you can do with this question. Some students, rather than thinking logically, I1, I2, I3, I4. It's your problem. Now, shall we use grouping of cells? Grouping of cells. So this one cell. Can this become this 8 ohm? Okay, this 10 ohm. Okay, if you want, you can make it internations of this cell. But this 8 ohm cannot be internations of this cell. Will I agree? It is not. There's no resistance in this branch. This 8 ohm is not here in this branch. So the moment you see cells resistance, it need not be grouping of cells. This 8 ohm, 4 ohm, 2 ohm are there. This 8 ohm is not internations of this cell. 4 ohm is not internations of this cell. 2 ohm is not internations of this cell. So I'll take help of the potential concept here. Now let me assume this is 14 volt, 4 volt. And this should be 8 volt because there's no resistance are there. The drop across, the potential drop across the cell must be equal to applied EMF. Then this should be, let it be 0 volt. This is 6 volt. This is a one wire, no? This everything is 6 volt. Okay, now look at across all the resistors. Do you have potential difference? As it is there, so directly calculate. So what is the potential difference here now? This should be current I1, here I2, I3, this I4. Let the current here, let it be I. Or it's better apply KCL. Anything, any method. No, you can just carry on this. Okay, can you calculate I1? Yes, I1 will be 14 minus 6 by 10 ohm. I2, this, let's go for calculation. I1 will be 14 minus 6 by 10, 0.8 ampere. I2, 6 minus 4 by 8, 1 by 4 ampere. Eight by 10 or 4 by 5. I3 will be 8 minus 6 by 4, 1 by 2. I4 is 6 minus 0 by 2, 3 ampere. The potential difference across the cell must be equal to its applied EMF. If I make it this 14 volt, this should be 4 volt. 14 minus 4, 10. What is the potential drop here? 4 volt. Here, this is 4 volt, so this should be 8 volt. 8 minus 4, this will be 4 volt. And here we got 8 volt. The potential drop across the cell should be equal to its applied EMF, and there's no internal resistance here. So this should be 0 volt. The potential drop across this should be equal to applied EMF. So yeah, this is 0, this should be 6. And there's a one wire, no? But you can ask questions. So like here there's a junction is there. How can you make it 6 volt? There's a wire. There's everything is a wire, no? Conducting wire. So the potential should be, all these points should be at same potential. So therefore 6 volt. So we got the current. Apply KCL. Apply KCL and trace out the current here, no? Immediate value high. After this, what you should do? Your current I1 is entering. Here I2.
1.95.
1.95. Yeah, fine. How to get this current I? How to get this current? So you take help of this one. Here current I1 is entering. Here I2. Apply KCL, you'll get the current here. Now the current at this point, and you know this junction. Apply KCL at this junction. Then you'll get the current in this one. Apply KCL at this junction, you'll get the current. So what current flows here? That will be current through the point P. Can be asked in exam. It's not like something, it's a purely some simple logic is there, can be asked. No need of even nodal analysis also.
Sir, capital I should be in the downward direction, no, sir?
If you get negative, okay, fine.
Yes,
got
sir,
minus
negative. I
1.92.
didn't see that. It is in downward direction.
Negative. Then change direction afterwards. Okay, similarly, let me give one more. So it's a really, I'm telling this one, circuit comes, it's a really troublesome for students because like a one side KCL, KVL, then grouping of cells, nodal analysis, loop method, mesh method, branch current method. The problem for you is like you know many methods and you often get confused what to do. Sometimes this previous problem you see, there's no need of even nodal analysis also. So this will be very challenging for you to identify like what concept to be applied. You know concept, but what to be applied. That I think better by picking up different numericals only, not like whatever your thinking ability. By focusing on different set of numericals, what happens, you'll get a picture like, okay, what has to be done. So this what happens sometimes, some question where we use lengthy method. And in the book what happened, they have given very in 2-3 steps the answer. Maybe what happened, they used some technique where it was quite easier than what the method what we had. Current through, so you have to calculate the current through the 25 volt cell. Find the current through 25 volt cell. You have to calculate the current through this cell. Try to notice this particular problem. Can we start with grouping of cells? Yes, you can do grouping of cells because cell, this will become resistance. This can, you can make this as interresistance of this cell. So grouping of cells is one method. Next, another method. First is grouping of cells. This will become one cell. This will become one cell. So you know equivalent EMF summation of E by R by summation of 1 by R, and R equivalent is 1 by summation of 1 by R. So finish will replace everything with one cell, one interresistance. We can easily get the current through the 25 ohm resistance. What is next alternative? What is the next alternative? The next alternative is current, meshed currents or loop currents, I1, I2, I3, I4, solving 4 equations, 4 unknown. Okay, this is the thing. Next, the nodal analysis. If you want, you can write it, but all these are, this will be a junction, no? All these are connected. So you can, if you want, you can do nodal analysis here. All these are connected to common points. So here you assume A and B, solve for that. This is a nodal analysis. Then, so like earlier method you shown 10 volt, here I'll assume minus 5 volt. No, these are all at same potential, no? They're connected by a wire. So therefore here you need not to do anything very big. So you can start like this. Let the current here be I1. I'm not sure what will be the direction. I2, I3. Any direction we can assume. So why you assume? I am not sure what in arbitrary way I assume. So can I assume the current in all the branches in same direction? Yes, it is. Solve it. If you get need to replace it. Let the current through this, let it be I. So I write the loop equation. Plus 25 plus 25 minus 10. Here current, it enters and it leaves here. Here current enters, it leaves. Here current, it enters, it leaves. Current here, it enters, it leaves. Then this will be equation 25 minus 10 plus 5i1 equal to 0. I'll solve it, I'll get expression for i1. Then similarly, 25 plus 5 minus 10i2 equals 0. I'll get the i2. 25 minus 20 plus 5i3 equals 0. 25 plus 30 minus 11i4 equals 0. Solving i1, i2, i3. Solving these equations, we'll get i1, i2, i3, i4. Yes. Then apply KCL. Then get expression for the currents. So here I1 and I2. So you'll get some current. Then apply KCL here. You'll get current in this branch. You apply KCL at this junction. You get the current. So that will be the current I. I'll write down the answer. 18th one. 12 ampere current will be. Grouping of cells also can be applied here, or use grouping of cells or mesh analysis, or you can go for or branch current method. It's left to the kid, whatever you want you can pick up here. I don't suggest you like you should do like this only. The confidence of you, you are convenient and confidence. Which one you feel confident, practice that and acquire the skill in that. Me one more of this kind.
Sir, is it exactly 12 or sir you rounded off?
12 will come. 12 will come.
Okay, sir.
Sir, while finding capital I, sir, are we supposed to add I1, I2, I3, the modulus of it, or
not modulus, not modular. The KCL is what I applied. Not modulus. Why modulus? Why again some new concept you are bringing? No modulus, nothing. Apply KCL here. I1, I2, you assume some current. Say IA. Apply KCL. You assume some current IA. I think some of you. I'll do one thing. Here I1 is equal to I2 plus IA. IA is what I assume like this. I'll solve it. I'll get IA. Then IA plus I3. IA plus I3 equal to IB. Then IB plus I equal to I4. And I2, you know, you get IA. If you get IA negative, then substitute that negative sign. If you get positive, retain that one. So you'll get IB. Then the value of IB you substitute, you'll get I. Okay, fine, ma?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, can we assume that the lower wire has the potential 0 and we can do it like that?
You do it, try. What is there in that one? Try.
I'm getting 15, sir, that's why.
Something wrong. Something went wrong. Make keen observation here. You have to make very keen observation. I have to calculate the potential difference VAB. Find VAB. Check like you can start with a grouping of cells. We are seeing many cells here. What are the methods available for you? Grouping of cells, then mesh analysis, then branch current method, then nodal analysis. Then another thing is like trying to define the potential and trying to get the current. Okay, got this. So these are the methods what we have here. First, the mesh analysis, the loop currents, mesh currents I1, I2, I3, I1, I2, I3, I4, I5, I6, I7, I8. Or else the branch current method, you assume current I1, then divide the currents. And the charge of a cell should be considered in that way. You have to divide the branch current. The second one. Third one, nodal analysis. How many nodes are there? You check it. So many nodes, no? Node 1, 2, 3. Even this will become node 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 nodes are there. Definitely you have to write 9 equation. Is it advisable nodal analysis? No. So I think the options are ruled out. No. So like this in exam, no. What happened? You have to pick up a method where less mathematics. That's what my suggestion. So grouping of cells. Okay, you can say this is the cell. Then what you should do? Replace. See the question what is asked. Find VAB. So what some students suggested, sir, this is one cell. Then I'll replace these two, this cell with only this internal resistance as you can do that. Then again what will happen? This will come. So like this what happen, you have to bring it till here. Then again this side, you can't disturb, no? Because the potential point is there. So this part of circuit what will happen? You can replace it by grouping of cells as possible. But after doing that much, again what happen? Again you'll end up with 4 loops, no? What you do there? So no alternative. Again I have to mesh analysis, something you have to do, or again come to nodal analysis. Something it's a really troublesome, no? So you have to search first, analyze with all the possible alternatives. Grouping of cells can we do? Yes, but to some extent only this part of circuit is what you can replace by grouping of cells. Fine. After that again you have to come to nodal analysis or mesh analysis or branch current method, or in the beginning only you can start with nodal analysis. In the beginning only mesh analysis or branch current method.
Minus 18/7, sir. Minus 18/7.
Find the value of, okay, this one, minus 18/7. I'll check the answer. (22/9) VAB. Minus 22/9. Okay, that's some. I'll start with this. Let this be 0 volt. And let me assume the potential of this be X. Then this is cell. The potential difference should be 1 volt, so x plus 1. The potential difference here should be 1 volt. So shall we write x plus 2, x plus 3, x plus 4. Then the drop should be the EMF, this should be 1. So therefore this should be the 1 volt, 2 volt, 3 volt, 4 volt. Now you can ask thing like, why don't you do that one here, 4 volt? If I do here 4 volt, what is the problem? And says I'll do one thing. Nothing wrong. So like you want to think. So like what you did on top, you do on bottom, sir. Finish over. On your own, can you say that how current will be here 0 because you are selling no current flows, no current flows. So can you make such a decision? Can you force a circuit that okay, no current, don't flow here? Do we have? Can we control? Nothing, no. So something went wrong. Are you getting the logic? Like, so here, can we really assume like this? Because on your own, don't assume that no current flows in a branch. Only thing after calculation, it has to be concluded here. But you cannot forcibly say that current here is 0. No current through this branch, 0. Got the idea, no? So keeping that in mind, so the current in these two resistors, what happened? We are making it 0, but if it really happens, we are not sure. So what is the best method? Like solve the problem. If you get current through that means 0. Okay, then it's good. But you should not directly conclude that no current flows here. Then definitely other student will say, why no current here, sir? No current through this. Other student will say, why there, sir? No current will be through this. Then who is right? Then really it's a very random thinking, no? What students are doing. So something went wrong. So therefore here for that purpose, what happened? We are starting like this. Let this be x. This will be x plus 1. See here thinking logically it's correct, but not something, the very concept itself should vanish here. Your logic should not be of that kind. Okay, finally we assume some potentials like this, x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus 3, x plus 4. Then I'm sure that current through this 1 ohm is non-zero. I'm sure that current through this, maybe if I get x equal to 0, okay, current will become 0, that one. But at least I can ensure that the current will flow here. The current will flow here. Okay, after this now, after we got potential, let's try to see the branches. What is the drop across? What is the drop across this branch? You see this x minus 1. What is the drop across this? Also, like the drop across this will be 1 minus x. The drop across this will be 1 minus x. The drop across this will be 1 minus x. The drop across this will be 1 minus x. So then all are having same resistance. So can I push the same current through that as it will be? The current here, let it be equal to I2. Why you are assuming same current? Because all are having 1 ohm resistance and the potential difference across them is same. Let's focus on this. What is the potential difference? X minus 0, x minus 0, x minus 0, x minus 0. Here x that one, or better say x. The drop across these are x that one. So any current can we assume? Yes, the current here will be I1. So what should be the current? Current here will be any direction. So here let me take it in this way.
Minus 22 by 9.
Minus 22 by 9. Yeah, fine. So this is by 1. Now So what is another thing like? So we'll write what is it's quite very easy, you can see now. What is I1? You can write it from here. X minus 0, I1 is equal to x minus 0 by 1. No? Looking at this. Similarly, what is I2? I2 will be 1 minus x by 1. How many unknowns are there? I1, I2 and x. I need one more equation. One more equation with what? Relation between I1 and I2. I'll apply KCL. I'll come in order. This one, the KCL. Here I2 is flowing. I'll do one thing. I'll change the direction of I1. Huh? It'll be easy for us. Huh? Of course, we'll get negative, no problem. I can write easily the equations. That will be I1. Here I2 plus I1. I2 plus I1 or I1 plus I2. Then 2 I1 plus I2. So some other current. 2 I1 plus I2. 3 I1 plus I2. 4 I1 plus I2. But you look at this junction now, there's a problem, no? So like, so definitely open 4 I1 plus I2 plus I1 should be equal to 0. Or if you want to write I1 plus I2 as I, this will be 2I, 3I, 4I, any of the method. So here, what is the relationship between them? 4I1. Again, looking at this junction, here, the equation. 4I1 plus I2 plus I1 equal to 0. 3 equations, 3 unknowns. Solving that, we'll get I1 and I2. Then I will write the potential difference VAB. So this should be 5I1 plus 4I2 equal to 0.
Sir, why is it equal to 0, sir?
The algebraic sum of currents. KCL?
Yes.
So solving equation 1, 2 and 3.
Sir, I2 should be x minus 1 by 1, no, sir.
I2 should be, I made changes, no? I2 should be
X minus 1 by 1.
I1 is, okay, I assumed I1, no? I1 should be 0 minus x. I think, correct, no? I1 should be 0 minus x by 1. I2 should be 1 minus x by 1. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Not some, yeah, this will be. Okay, solving 1, 2, 3. So we'll get I1. Once you know I1, then we can write potential difference. So VAB, it should be VA minus I1 into 1 plus 1 plus 1 minus VB 0. Get substituting value of I1, we'll get the required answer. VAB will be minus 22 by 9 volt. So definitely even node analysis also very lengthy here. You see that's what I'm suggesting is like what all we have the standard methods. Even that node analysis also very difficult here. It's a very lengthy, that one. It's not that this is a standard one. Means you can't just conclude that as okay, I'll use this one for everywhere. So how do I come to know in exam? Definitely, the more equations you are writing, that method has to be avoided. So there's a golden rule what we follow. Anything which leads to plenty of mathematics has to be avoided. I'll go for next some KCL KVL one. Already few we have discussed, so let me discuss few more, then I'll go for next concept. Find E1, E2 and R. Find E1, E2 and R. Try any method and post in WhatsApp group. Anybody, if any other method is there, put that in WhatsApp, send in WhatsApp, and I'll comment it. Because one question I can't spend half an hour. I shown one method, any other method, you just share with me in WhatsApp group. Then we'll see. Okay, now find E1, E2 and the value of R. This much is available. Will you go for mesh analysis? Again, see, a lot of challenging things are in front of. So here 3 loops are there, so I1, I2, I3. Then can you go for branch current method? So can we apply simple KCL or can we go for nodal analysis? Then here this you can assume 0 potential. Here definitely you have to assume some. So here even to we don't know. So write VA, VB, VC. Then you have to solve it. You see, no, the things are very complicated. You may feel that I know many things. That many things I think will dump you in exam. So some students they are they nodal analysis, they'll get attracted and they'll write, sir, here potential A, B, C. Okay, then start writing equations. How many unknowns are there? VA, VB, VC, no? 3 equations you have to solve. Keep in mind. Our Indian examination system will not permit you. Or loop current method, I1, I2, I3. Even you go for I1, I2, I3. That will also be very lengthy calculations. So then instead of the very big attractive methods, why don't you go for simple things? So here 3 ampere current flowing. 3 ampere is there. Here 5 ampere is there. Look at the direction of current, 3 ampere and 5 ampere. So how much of current should flow here? 8 ampere. Applying KCL. So here 3 ampere. This will be 8 ampere. And now we know current. We know current here. Current enters, it leaves. Current here it enters, it leaves. This is the polarities what we have. So and yeah, it will be like this. So let's write loop equation. Plus E1 minus 4 into 3. 3 into 4 minus 8 into 3 equals 0. We'll get the value of E1 no, from here. Then similarly, E2 plus 8 into 3 plus 5 into 6. Once you know E1, E2, then you can get here also. Write one more loop equation.
Yes, sir.
This will be plus here. This will be. So now again go for this. So minus 2R minus 3 into 4 plus 5 into 6. Solve for this, you'll get R. So even the node analysis is more lengthier, no? Even the branch can make more lengthier, but the simple KVL and KCL helped you a lot. So that's why I suggest you can't just bind to one method and I'll use everywhere. No, depending on the situation, what a suitable method has to be assumed to save time. A negative voltage, if you get it, then change the polarity. For a cell, if you get even negative, no, we assumed it like this. You change polarity. If you get negative current, then what you should do? You have to assume the current flowing in opposite direction. There's a 1 ampere, there's a 3 ampere, there's a 5 volt, there's a 1 ohm, 3 ohm, 3 volt. You have to calculate the current. So sorry, you have to calculate the potential difference between these 2 points, AB. You have to find out VAB. What is this? A part of a circuit. It has shown. Find VAB. It's not that total circuit, a part of a circuit. It's a very big circuit. In that, a part of it, I'm showing it here.
-2.
Potential difference.
Yes, sir.
No, check once.
Sir, 6.
Option 0, 1573. So we'll trace it out here. 1 ampere, 3 ampere. So how much of current should be? 4 ampere. Here 2 ampere current flow. The same 2 ampere will continue here. This will be 2 ampere. 2 ampere.
Sir, 0.
Okay, let me wait. This will be 4 ampere. Here 4 ampere, if it enters, mean that will mean 2 ampere should enter here, no? Then get the polarities now. Plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. Right, VAB now. VA minus 2 into 4 plus 3 minus 2 into 3 plus 2 into 1 minus VB 0. Check for VAB.
9.
I have option 0, 15, 7, 3. Yeah?
Sir, but 9 is coming, sir. VAB, we are getting 9.
VAB 9, sir, from that equation only what you wrote.
9, huh? Okay, then no problem. Yeah. Okay, this is a part of circuit. If they give part of circuit, you need to bother. So like where is the total circuit? You know to bother. Part of circuit, that is what they're showing. So, but you can ask like, sir, how much of current is 2 ampere, 4 ampere entering? Yes, you can see 4 ampere leaving. Okay, take one more. Six ohm, 4 ohm, 3 volt, 2 ohm, 5 ohm, 12 volt, 1 ohm. We have to calculate, find VAB, power dissipated in 5 ohm, and which battery is charging or discharging. Part of a circuit, the total circuit, only a part of circuit is being shown for us. So what is the basic core idea? The KCL has to be applied. No? So here how much of current is leaving? 2 ampere, 4 ampere. So how much of current here? This should be 6 ampere. Then 6 ampere here and 5 ampere here. So this should be the 11 ampere. Then we got the currents now. So after getting the current, then write VAB. Then power dissipated of 5 ohm. So it should be current into I square R. Then which battery is charging? Then what about the charging, discharging out to say? If a current leaves positive terminal, it is charging. It is discharging. If a current enters positive terminal, it will be charging. So this will be charging. This cell will be charging. Here the current enters this terminal, so this also will be charging. So what do you mean by basic idea? If a current leaves positive terminal or enters negative terminal, then this will be discharging or supplies energy to circuit. Already we have discussed, just as if a current enters positive terminal, then it will be charging. When you are using mobile, the battery, what happen, will be discharging. When you put for charging, no, the current will enter the battery inside the mobile, then it will be charging that one. So here what happen, it will acquire energy. Here what happen, it will accept energy, whereas it will be supplying energy to circuit, whereas it will be accepting energy from external source. So writing VAB, potential difference VA plus 5 into 1 minus 12 minus 6 into 2 minus 3 minus 4 into 2 minus VB 0. Solving this, we'll get the VB. Power
So
through
plus
5 ohm
5, sir.
resistance.
Plus 5.
This is plus 5, negative sign. Power through 5 ohm, this should be 11 square into 5. I square R formula.
It should be
Plus
12.
12.
Which one? Plus 12. Here. Okay. Plus 12 minus 6 into 2 minus 3 minus 4 into 2 minus VB0. Okay, yeah.
6 volts, sir, VAB.
VAB 6 volt. Okay, fine, yeah. These are the part of circuit, very important. Twice came in advance, you do remember. Some big circuit is there. Let me draw it. here, all the cells. You have to find out the current. This one. So sorry. This will be. I'll give the name. Yeah, this will be the EMF of all cells equal to volt, and the resistance are equal to 4 ohm, and the resistance of all resistors is 4 ohm. Find the current through. All are having resistance. Okay, let me mention that also. Branch current method, nodal analysis, mesh analysis. You have many options. Find the current through the red color. I'm indicating the color. Or branch if you want. I'll write it AB. And the current through the resistor. Definitely, I think there is some trick will be there. So you take it for granted whenever you get a questions. So we'll never ask in advance. I'm going to promise you that you're never going to get a questions more than 2 loops or more than 3 loops in advance. You're never going to get a question more than 3 loops. Even if they give you more than the 3 loops, definitely there'll be some tricky method where by observation, by just 2-3 steps, you'll get answer. So that's what you have to develop here. But in books, I'm not sure that the question will be really very lengthy or intentionally will ask you where you have to write so many questions to get answered. But final exam, definitely, if you get more loops, definitely it's a tricky question where some method will be there where you'll get answer immediately. But I'm not sure of books, whether intentionally they'll ask you lengthy or is it tricky question. So like this, no, you start searching the books, no, you get wide varieties of question.
1 ampere.
One ampere. Let me wait for. There's a circuit, the same thing. let me leave that as question. Now let's focus on this one here. I'll identify path. So there's one path is there. Whose help if I take it? So the path, I'll trace it now. So the path here will be look at this path now. So it matters. Oh. Yeah. Okay, fine. The blue colored path. Try to make notice here. I'm that. What is the current here will be different. What is the current here will be different. Current at this point, this point, this point, this point will be different. Here the current in this branch and in this branch will be different. So it doesn't matters. It doesn't matters as long as you're writing the KVL. Only the rise or fall in EMF only matters here. No? So and what is the current? He's asking the current to this branch. So what about sir? But what about current here? Though I know it's a different current, but in the writing KVL, this current will not contribute. No, will not come into picture. So I'll write the KVL equation. Follow the path. The path will be here. I'll start from here. Plus C minus C minus C, then minus C equal this much, or you can begin like this, plus C plus C plus C. So altogether till here will be 3E minus C minus IR. So should be the total resistance what we encounter is plus C minus C. Then we assume the current. So here let it be this direction. We assumed it. We assumed it. Let the current be here in this direction. Then minus C. So the path is like this. Plus C plus C plus C minus IR. Minus IR equal to 0. So 3E, this will be I is equal to 2E by R. Substitute the value. The value of E is 2 volt and R is 4 ohm. 1 ampere. So can they ask such things in exam? Yes, maybe. If really in advance, mains should not be asked. In advance, possibility is there. Equilations. So here you have to choose a path where only cells will be there. Though current here will be different. So for just to make you understand, so let me just indicate that current. So it'll be easy for you. If the current here is I1, the current here will be I2. No problem. No problem. Just at one part I'm showing it. It doesn't matter still. Just only a part of circuit I'm showing you. You need to show current in all the branches. Just it doesn't matter still. Even the currents were distributed like this, it doesn't matter. If there were any resistor here, then it would be attack. If I bring one resistor here, can you solve this problem? No, this I1 and I will become unknown. No way I can't do this problem. Got the idea? If I bring one resistor here, I think it'll be really troublesome. Okay, this is about the, I think we'll go for some finding out equivalent, the resistances. Now we have to find out the resistance across the terminals A and B. All let it have resistance R. Find RAB. So here the distribution of current. So what is the law? What is the method we are applying it? I'm going to connect a cell. Let the current enter here. I. Now look at this particular branch here. So what is the branch resistance? It is R. And what is the branch resistance here? It is R. So just looking at branch resistance, you cannot divide equivalent current. You should also look at the further the junctions. Are the junctions similar? So what are the junctions? We have junctions 1 and 2. And the junctions 3 and 4. Are they similar junction? It's again, what do you mean by similar junction? Again, look at the junction 1. Look at the junction 1. It is connected to the other junction by resistor R and here one resistor R. Similarly, at the junction 2 also a resistor R and this one. So therefore 1 and 2 are similar junction. So then what happen? You can really put the current what happen will branch equally. This will be. So again coming for this. Means then I'll go for equal current distribution. So here it will be I by 2, I by 2. Then let's write KVL V1 or VB plus I by 2R minus V1 equals 0. Similarly, VB plus IR by 2 minus V2 equals 0. From these two equations, I'll get V1 equal to V2. So on what basis you are dividing equal current in both the branches? So what is the requirement here? That they must have same branch resistance and the junctions 1 and 2 should be similar. Then only you can divide equal current in these two. Then by chance, if you make it this 2R, then what happens? V1 is not equal to V2. If you make this 2R, then what happens? You cannot divide current in these two branches same. So though they're having same resistance, because the junction 2 is not similar to 1. Okay, there are some. Next, we are going to work out some problems of finding out equivalent resistance here. So therefore now V1 equal V2. If a resistor connected across points which are at same potential, means V1 and V2, no current flows through resistor R. So this resistor R can be removed from the circuit because as there is no current through this, so there is a resistor X, I'll call it. There is a Y. So no current through X. That's why I can remove this, whether it's present or absent doesn't make any difference in the problem. So better let's remove it so that the problem will become very simple for us. Similarly, I'll go for further the current.
So that is minus IR by 2, sir.
VB minus IR. Yeah, fine. So next again further. So the current here will not branch. So the same current I by 2. This I by 2. Again writing loop equation.
Sir?
Again, wait. Let me finish off. In the end, you can commit. VB minus I by 2R minus I by 2R minus V3 equals 0. Similarly, VB minus I by 2R minus I by 2R minus V4 equal to 0. So V3 equal to V4. So again, the 3 and 4 are same potential. So the resistor Y, no current through Y. If there's no current through Y, then what we can do, we can remove that particular resistance. If you remove it, then the circuit will become simple series parallel.
Sir, we cannot write I by 2 because there is one more branch. They'll be equal, but not exactly half of the current coming in.
I'll make correction. Here's some what I wrote. I dash. So some. I'll do one thing. I'll call this as say some high. Okay, fine. This is some current here. What happened? These two branches are not similar. They just make some this one. The current I will enter. So I by 2. This should be I dash because these two branch the rest are connected across branch AB, and these two are not similar. Whereas these two branches are similar. So therefore, equal currents I should divide. Okay, fine. There's a correction I'm making it here. Fine. No, there is no resistor there. If I remove that resistance, so it'll become some simple series parallel, no? So once if I remove that, the resistor, the circuit will appear a simple series parallel one. Can we solve this? This will be much easier, no? This was the point. So here, the current we assumed it, let it enter, and the same current has to do from here. So what is the value of resistance? Everywhere let it be R. So this 2R here, this whole 5R. So the equivalent resistor, the equivalent network will be off like that. This is R. So this will be 5R. So show that current, the total current is entering I, that much of current should leave. So it means now, sir, how do I identify that? How do I come to know that which resistor to remove? That procedure is what you have to follow here. How do I come to know that which particular resistor no current flows? A resistor which is connected across equipotential, a resistor which is connected across equipotential points, no current through it, and the resistor should be removed. So what are the some two important things which I'm going to follow here? If a resistor connected across equipotential points, no current through it, remove that resistor from the circuit. This is one thing. Similarly, if 2 points in a circuit are at same potential, then make them as common point, redraw the circuit and simplify further. These are, I think, two situations which we are going to come across. You have approximately around more than 100 numericals are there. All that 100 numericals just revolve around the same basic idea. Revolve around the same basic idea. This is, I'll just make that point and I'll put it here. If
Sir, 5R by 7 net
resistance, yeah, 5R by 7. If a resistor is connected across an equipotential point, no current flows through it, no current flows through it, and that resistor can be removed from circuit. Since there is no current, no, you can take it out from circuit, finish over that one. Similarly, if two equipotential points are available in circuit, there is no resistor connected. If two equipotentials are there, make those 2 points, 2 or more, that if 2 or more equipotentials are there, make those 2 points as a common point and simplify the circuit. Already I discussed this. I gave some wire connected, no? Then after redrawing what they appeared simple series parallel. So these are the two things what happen which will be widely using in solving the network problem. I'll give one more. So these are the points O and A. We have to let the resistance we have to calculate the resistance AO. Find RAO. Just wait, just wait. It's a hexagon, no? Yeah. Wait. Some RAO I'll come to later on. RAO will come to later on. Let me. RAB will find out. There's one more method. Find RAB. We'll go for RAB one. What do you mean by RAB? I'm going to connect a cell across C and B. Here, this is called like a junction removal. There's another method. I'm totally coming to another method. This is called like a junction removal. What do you mean by physical junction, electrical? What do you mean by electrical junction where current branches here? Now, when I send a current I, I'm going to push a current I there. So this current I, so here it will branch out. Let it be I1. Here let it be I2. So this current I1 further, it will divide I3 and I4. So here it will be I3 and this is I4. This I3 here, it will not branch. And this I2, it will not branch. So here actually I3 plus I4. So this should be equal to, so let me write I1 only. This is. So how much of current finally? The same current I. So you have to see that what current enters the network, that current should live. In that way, the current has to be divided. Now, the very first question you can ask here, like, look at this here, so like, why it is not branching? It's a junction, no? That this I3 can branch out here. So here, what is the method is? I'll go for so here I'll draw some line, that one. You can see the dotted line. Look at about this particular dotted line. Is it the current flows symmetrically, the circuit is symmetric, and that particular symmetric line passes through a junction. So now when what is the idea now? There's like a theorem like this. We have almost around 300 or more than 300 different methods are there, of which in for our syllabus now we are putting around some 10 or 15 methods. More than 300, not one to few, more than 300 methods are there. So there's like some sort of theorem what they have proposed here. When a symmetric line intersects a junction, then the junction is just a physical junction and it is not an electrical junction. What do you mean by electrical junction? Where current branches here? What do you mean by physical? As you are just putting the knot there, the current will not branch out. So then what to do now? So that particular what happened? The current doesn't branch out, so you redraw the circuit. So when we redraw the circuit, practically, sir, can we really work out as you take ammeters, current measuring instruments, then connect in various branches? No, you see like in fact what we are stating, no, that particular thing can be verified. So like that what happened, practically they verified the most of the theorems, then they made a rule. Okay, that one. So there is no any I'm removing, you see that one, the junction what happened there. It is like this, huh? Like this what happened, what all they proposed, no, they verified practically and then they made a rule. Like this, there are around more than 250 rules is what will come across in the electronic designing of circuits here. When we design a circuits, no, we just, if you know all these rules, it'll be much easier for you. So this was the junction, no, they're not in contact. So this is O, there's a point O, no, I remove it. Now what happened? The current, in fact, it doesn't branches here. Now how do it appear? Simple series parallel. This 2R, 3R by 2. So what is the simplified circuit will be R, R. This is point A, this is point B. So what is this? This will be 2R, 2R by 3, 2R by 3 plus 2. So 8R by 3A, this is R, this is R, this is 8R by 3. So this is called as a junction removal. How to, now few questions. What are things like, sir, how do you can say that, what do you mean by symmetric line? What do you mean by this symmetric line? Because we must get an idea, no? What do you mean by symmetric line? Symmetry with respect to what? Symmetry with respect to current distribution. Symmetry with respect to current distribution. By chance, if I make this 2R, no, then what happens? It will become really electrical junction. If I make it this 2R, then what happens? The current will in fact will branch at O. Then it will become electrical junction. It's only now a physical junction. How to identify a junction is only a physical junction? If a symmetric line intersects a junction, then the junction is only a physical junction. There's the rule. How to identify a symmetric line? Symmetry with respect to what? With respect to current distribution. So how do I can distribute current now? So you have to look at the resistor here. You can see that current I1, I3, how much of current entering the circuit here, no? This I1, it will enter. Then the same current I1 is leaving. I3, I3, I4, I4. So then is symmetry about this distribution of current about this vertical line, dotted line. Yes, it is. So I'll call this as symmetry. symmetric line. See, what they did is there's no any hard and fast rule. They assumed a circuit, they assumed things, then they practically verified. And the practical outcome, they got the effective resistance according to this circuit. Then they made a rule. Getting the idea, no? So now you can't make your own rule. What happened, provided you should verify it practically. Got the idea, no? If you verify it practically, that's fine. Then that become like a rule, that one. By chance, if I make 2R, no, then we can't simplify this network over. Now instead of this, like a here you make it this 2R. Is it a symmetric junction? No, definitely. Okay, can you separate it? Next, the question comes: can we separate this one if this is 2R? This is, if you make this also 2R, then you can separate. You can remove it's, now it will become a only physical junction, but only when above is 2R, no, then you can't divide current I1 and I1, because you can see that the circuit is not similar here. Following this one, I1 dash, you have to write it. So then it will not become physical junction. Then it will not become only physical junction. Then sir, I'll make this 2R. Then will it be physical, only physical junction? No. The current here will be I1 and I1 dash. The current here will be I1 and I1 dash. No longer this only physical junction. Then if I make this 2R, then no longer this will be only physical junction. Okay, got this is something. So now symmetry, shall I tell you in for at your level, symmetry, it's all about just like a look at the network. Is it so like a R and R, R and R, R by 2, R by 2. As we have a symmetry of distribution of resistance, then definitely the current will get distributed symmetrically. Then if a symmetric line intersects a junction, the junction is only a physical junction. So separate them, make it like this here. Now this part of circuit, simple series parallel, 2R by 3, 2R by 3 parallel plus 2. It'll be 8R by 3. No, this 8R by 3, 8R by 3. They are parallel. Then their effective is in parallel with 2R. Then we'll get RAB. Anybody value RAB?
4R by 5.
4R by 5. No, sir, I didn't like this. I can't think logically. What is alternative method? You find out the current, you connect a cell across this. You connect a cell. Measure the current. Then what is the net resistance seen by that? E by I, R equal to E by I. There's the last option available. There's the last option available. In definitely what happens when they give very complicated, no. So what earlier the engineers they did is like they connected a cell, they found out a current through the network. Then they know applied EMF. Then what is the net effective resistance? R equal to E by I. Then they thought, okay, can we assume things like this? Then they found out resistance. So what they found out theoretically and practically it was matching. Then they made a rule. Got the idea? This is like, so these are some sort of theorems. If you look at the resistive networks, no, if you read some book, no, current electricity, no, they call it resistive theorems, they call that one. Like that we have 300, not 1, 2, almost 300. Well, around 10 or 15 I'll discuss, the time permits, no, around 10, 15 we'll analyze different cases. Okay, I'll stop here and tomorrow we'll continue. Okay, thank you all of you.